PowerUp's trivia gaming platform, NFT PowerUp.io. The space will begin shortly. Please repost the space now to bring in more of our AI and Web3 friends.
GM, everybody. Thank you for being with us here today.
Yo, GM, everybody.
MG, Sarah, Dr. Peachy, Mornage. How are you guys today? And thank you for joining us.
All's good. How about you?
I'm good.
Awesome.
So, Sarah, walk us through the topics today. What do we have?
Yeah, first of all, welcome Dr. Peachy from Kets and Mornage from Space Mavericks. Super exciting to have you here with us. Web3 guy, Ayman, MG, it's always a pleasure conversing with you. For today, we're going to be diving...
What's with the name Dr. Peachy?
What?
What's with the name Dr. Peachy? Because there's Peachy and there's Doctor, and you're putting them together. So what's the background behind that?
Yeah, it's Dr. Peachy Morse is the full. I'm British, and there was this really cringe like inspector detective program back in the 80s called Inspector Morse. Have you heard of it?
No, but I'll look it up quickly now. Morse?
Look it up. It's the most British thing you'll ever see. And yeah, Dr. Peachy. Yeah, Peachy's the story man.
Yes. I recognize the characters. Yes, of course.
It's before 9 o'clock. I can't explain the Peachy. We need to censor it.
It's a pleasure having you here with us today. To kick this episode off, we've got a lot of people diving into the world of AI and implementing AI into their worlds. One of these businesses and companies, I'm sure most of you guys know it, is Airbnb. Web3 guy, what can you tell us about Airbnb and how they're implementing AI into their business?
Of course, Sarah. So as you mentioned, everyone is looking to get into AI. So it's the trend. Everyone wants to integrate AI in their products, softwares, and so on. And even in the Airbnb,
it used to be NFT. It used to be crypto.
Yeah,
it used to be.
Last year it was metaverse.
Ayman, you're implying that this is a phase and it will end very soon. Is that what you're saying?
Well, AI is a much longer phase than the Web3. So yes, but our time will come.
NFTs and crypto.
What is it?
Did we not think that about NFTs and crypto, or is it the cycle of 2018 then?
We did think about it. We still think that, MG. We still think that.
Yeah. We're believers. Yes. We are believers there. We are.
But AI did make a come through where everybody's using it every day. Not everybody, but a lot of people who are using it have tried it, who have continued to love using it every day. I find myself, I just want to tweet, I love you, ChatGPT, for whenever I'm doing something that it's helping me out with, and it's doing a great job.
Yeah.
Guy, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no issues. I totally agree with what you said. So yeah, everyone wanted to include AI in their platform, and Airbnb, this is what they're doing. So last year, I think on New Year, there was like 65,000 people banned from the platform for hosting unauthorized parties at Airbnb houses. So this AI, they trained him to identify people who are booking just to party, and this is not acceptable because one, you need an authorization. Two, you might be disturbing your neighbors. So this is what they're doing. The AI looks at bookings that are more on the 1 night, 2 or 3 nights. So if you're on the long booking for a longer period, that's not a red flag for the AI. But the red flag is booking 2 nights in a row on New Year's. So yeah, it looks for the distance from your actual location. It looks for specific things and so on. So they want to reduce as much as possible people who want to cause disturbances and party on New Year's Eve in other people's houses.
So basically, they're not allowing people to rent out Airbnbs for 2 consecutive nights in a row. Is that the case?
No, but it will try as much as possible to identify people who will party. So if you want to party, just get an authorization, go party. That's okay, totally okay. They just need to identify whoever is not authorized to go party in this house, disturb the neighbors, and so on.
Okay. Is Airbnb back to where it was pre-pandemic, you think? I feel like it has taken a hit, and people will need some time to get back to sharing houses with strangers, especially after COVID. Now that everyone's so sensitive about these whole sickness topics, is it back to where it was?
Yeah, I think so, MG. So in my case, actually, so I don't really care. No, COVID is dead, and there's no more COVID anymore. That's totally okay from my side. Other people, just as you mentioned, they're afraid of the sickness. They just don't want to share houses with other people. But some also find Airbnb a really useful tool. So I don't think everyone will stop using it, or it took a huge hit. No, it will stay, I think.
Airbnb 2020, I'm reading this. Airbnb 2023, the overall nights and experiences booked at Airbnb grew by 19% in 2023, and their supply shot up by 18%. This is September 2023, MG. So they're on the way up.
On the rise, all right.
That's good. That's good. Especially after COVID, I think rising up is a great point. Sorry, Sarah, go on.
Yeah, I was just saying that I do agree with what you're saying, and the facts that Ayman mentioned do prove that Airbnb has already set its footprint in the market. It's a company with millions of active users, so I do not think a little bit of a hiccup like this would really affect people and would cause them to stop.
Hiccuping the pandemic or the AI?
The pandemic.
The pandemic is a hiccup.
This reminds me, Ayman, of you calling millions of dollars pennies.
But it depends who was spending it, MG. I wasn't the one spending it.
As Ayman calls it, COVID is the business reaper.
All right.
Yes. Just to give some context to Dr. Peachy and Mornage, I think we were talking about Binance, and then they were spending, they were fined like a number which is big for us. Yeah, big for us, but it was just it's small in their overall grand scheme of spending. So.
Yeah. Also to the topic, I totally agree. And regarding the AI, I don't see any issue for the most people are booking through Airbnb. They will always do it again and again, even if there's an AI tagging them with a red flag. I think from there on, the technical support or the global support from Airbnb will jump in and have the talks, have the writings with their customers. And I think they're also scared to lose customers, so they will jump into it right at the moment when the AI will red flag someone. And also, I think they won't check everyone. What I think they will send, like 1 of 100, they will send someone over to check the building if there's someone partying from outside or something like that. And it will go on growing because the most people only know normal hotels or hostels, and the Airbnb part is not in every area well known. Yeah. Also in Germany, most of my friends I know, no one ever booked an Airbnb because they're always interested into hotels and not like that. But it's also, the interest is growing. Also for me, I plan to book an Airbnb next year. So I think it will still go on growing.
Is it cultural, Mornage? Do you think that people in your circle, they have not booked an Airbnb yet, despite it being there for I'd say 10 years now? So is it cultural? Do you think?
No. Here in Germany, there are many people booking that from people I know, but in my circle, no one was booking that because how can I explain it? We didn't grow with that. We grow with hotels or just being with the family in another country. So we couldn't imagine how it is to book a room and cook ourselves, do everything our own. We always been with the family in other countries or in hotels where you just go in and eat outside, for example. So it's like each area is different. Also in Germany, some areas are booking always just Airbnbs, and other areas don't even go to holiday.
I remember it was a long time ago. I was doing some work in France, and I met an artist, and he was talking about going on summer holiday with his family. And he was telling me about this online service that he used. This was long before Airbnb, long before smartphones, I'd even say, or early smartphones. And he was telling me that he's using a website to do like a home swap, where his home in France, he would swap with somebody's family's home in Germany, let's say. So they would come, the German family would come to France, and then they would, his family would go there, and I'd ask him, how do you trust this? What do you do? It's just, for me, it was such a novel concept, especially on a family level. What does that mean? Mm-hmm. And he was explaining to me that he had a family of 3, and it was very expensive for them to spend a month abroad in hotels. So they'll need at least 2 hotel rooms, if not 3, for 25, 30 nights. That becomes very expensive. And plus they need facilities like to wash clothes and things like this. All of those costs add up. So he felt it was a much more homely experience and much more cost effective for him to do this. And I asked about the trust, where, you're letting people into your house, sleeping in your bed. It was just, unusual for me 10, 15, 20 years ago. He was saying, no, his kids do something nice where they prepare like a scrapbook to the other kids who are coming in, saying, these are nice things to do in the neighborhood. These are stores we go and buy stuff from, or so on. So it was it was a concept that existed, but at a very, very, very small scale. But now with Airbnb, it's the same concept, but at a huge scale, and there's no need to swap homes. You leave you're not comfortable having your home being used by others. Just let go and visit other people's homes. So it's a widely used concept.
And you're getting paid also.
To rent out your home.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, being paid to rent out your home, I was in Germany, actually, Mornage, in Hanover at one of the conferences. And I remember there was a real estate investor where he was, because Hanover had large conferences, events, and the hotels were fully booked. The ones we could find were very, very far. But we could find apartments that are close by. So there was a real estate agent that we knew who was able to give us, homes. It's homes of people. And that was also before Airbnb. And I remember the host, before she left, for example, she'd say, look, if somebody asks you, just say you're our cousins visiting or whatever. Don't say that, we rented you the house and so on. And for me, it was odd because I used to go there and I used to go through her book library, her music library, just trying to understand who she is and what she does. And just, it was all very unusual, which now is very, very socially acceptable and easy.
It's normalized. Yeah, it's definitely normalized. Dr. Peachy, have you been more of a hotel guy or an Airbnb guy?
I'm a hotel guy, man.
I
don't want to self-cater.
So never tried, or you've tried and you did not enjoy your experience?
No, it's just never really appealed to me, man. I don't want to... like nothing beats just leaving all your crap all over the floor and having someone else pick it up. We have too much responsibility for me, man. I have to go and tidy up before I leave. I got to put, I might lose my deposit. No, I'm not for that, man. It's all about the hotels.
Yeah. I've also been seeing that a lot of users have been complaining about the high cleanup fees that Airbnb has been charging. I know that also might be an issue and could be easily taken care of with just a one-night fee by a hotel, which is everything's taken care of, just like you said. So yeah, I get that point.
Dude, as a landlord, there's no way I'm renting an Airbnb. There are so many loopholes and ways to like pinch pennies out of my pocket. I'm not doing it. I'm staying.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Is it from a user's perspective or just from the company?
I don't do Airbnbs myself. I think it's there's too much risk with that. But knowing how many, you know, I've had some tricky tenants in the past. Put it that way. And
all right. From experience, yeah.
Yeah, you can make a lot of money off of tricky tenants. So I'm just saying, like with Airbnb, I don't want to be on the sticky end of that. I'm lazy. I'm messy. Yeah, it's not for me, man.
All right.
And I'm bearish on AI cancelling parties. That's awful.
Oh, really? You don't like that concept? More of a party guy. Okay.
But they were doing this already, but it was before AI. I remember they had a detailed blog post about how they're doing this, but it was called machine learning at the time, Dr. Peachy. But now, because of course AI is hotter, and now we're calling it AI. But at the time, they were looking at habits and how long you've used it for, and the dates or so on. So it's just a bunch of indicators for this. But you know, if a party is going to happen, it's going to happen.
I challenge to get around the algorithm, man.
Speaking of AIs and algorithms, Google is not stopping at no fee. They just launched a new AI-powered SGE, which is a search generative experience in its Chrome browser. And basically, it's designed specifically to enhance your web browsing experience. Where it provides concise summaries of articles to streamline the information retrieval process. And it is directly integrating into your browsing, so you can just automatically have it summarize your web content. Comparing it with ChatGPT and Bard, they're more of versatile AI models that are designed for a wider range of tasks like conversations, content generation, problem solving, and answering queries. So they're not limited to summarizing content, but they can create original responses, unlike Google's SGE. And I feel like this SGE AI-powered summarizer is more targeted towards the users that consume a lot of web content and they just need quick summaries. When I saw this, Ayman, you directly crossed my mind. I'm like, okay, how will Ayman be benefiting from this? While on the other hand, ChatGPT and Bard, they serve like a broader audience and they cater to both casual and professional users. So I feel like they're leveraging their search engine technology and AI capabilities. And I really don't know what else we can expect from Google Bard. Ayman, my question to you is, how do you see yourself in the future using this SGE AI tool?
A couple of things. The power of ChatGPT being so effective and so good makes it the default for all of us who got started using it and we like the results. Using others, there has to be a specific edge here. So, for example, it could be better at images, better at processing PDF files that you upload, and so on. Now, Google has an advantage that obviously we use Google search as a default for a bunch of things, and Gmail, YouTube, and whatnot. So if my searches in Google also have a nice snippet similar to what ChatGPT is, you'll get to see more and more people use that. Plus, there are a lot of people who still don't use ChatGPT. I mean, we're active, people here and listening and on the space and so on. We're active on Twitter. We understand this medium and so on, but most people are not. So they use Google search. So for them, having suddenly something like this pop up and appear will help them. They'll use it. It will increase the number of users and so on. So it's something that they would definitely use and continue to use, sir.
Ayman, is that similar to what ChatGPT already has with Bing integrated, or is it something different? So it's a different concept.
Yeah. So, the way they're looking at it is with the results, with the search results that are there. So you'd have a Let me look it up. I saw a couple of screenshots of it. I don't have it live in mine, but let me look it up and I'll share it. So basically, it shows you a generative AI answer on top of the links to search results. So that makes it nicer and easier to get the answers that you want. Let me show you. So
All right. So it's more user friendly, basically, because that one opens up a different window where you have to maybe prompt it separately.
Yeah, here's just let me go ahead. I'm gonna share screen. If this is showing. Right, so the results are still in the bottom. The search results are still, but you have a nice big block with that Gen AI has showed you the answers to. So most of your answers will end here, and you'll move on. But if you need to go into more details, you could ask a follow-up question that you can see here, or you scroll down to the rest of the item. So this is one example. Once this rolls out to everybody, it's still under the labs part. But once this rolls out to everybody, a lot more people will be using this as a default, and it probably might be their first time interacting with the generative AI. There are billions of users on the internet, and not all of them understand generative AI or ChatGPT, or they might have heard about it on the news. They'd have done something, but just not much on that.
Ayman, with my experience with ChatGPT, if I'm using it to summarize everything or an article, sometimes it disregards the main point of what I want the summary to be around, and it gives me some contexts that are not really specific to the article. Do you think that this SGE, Google's AI, will solve this and will be able to present the information in a very concise way and straight to the point to the end user?
The cases when the ChatGPT or any Gen AI engine loses context and you have to bring it back to where it needs to be is usually when the prompts are very long, for example. So where the prompts that we've given have been very long and they might have been conflicting and it picked up one more than the other. So what I found helped is if you chunk in, so you ask it to give you something back and say, okay, fine, now that you've done this, my follow-up question is, or we'll go deeper into that. So when I've chunked them smaller, the results were better. And I get that. So when it's either too long or it's too short. The prompt's too short, I don't want to spend time. I just wanted to spit out something, hoping it's good. And a lot of the times, if the prompt is not good enough, it won't work. So in those cases, Sarah, I think you'll have the same result whether using Grok, X's Grok, or ChatGPT, or Google's own SG.
Is Grok active now? Is it live?
Yeah, and they're rolling out to more and more countries.
Oh wow! So you haven't tried it yet?
You have to be a premium user.
Okay.
You have to, and you can only access it on the web for now. And it's getting better. So the first prompt that you get is it's a prompt for it to roast your own Twitter account. So it studies your Twitter account and makes fun of you. And that's a way to, because their edge is being on the peachy side, being a peachy type of Gen AI tool on this, right? So that's the differentiator, and they wanted to show you that from the first prompt, MG.
Yeah, it has Elon written all over it. And speaking of Elon, he's back in the news. Also,
he's always in the news. He's never not in the news.
He's always in the news. We talk about him often on Space because a lot of things happen, whether with him or with X. But now he's in a battle with the EU. So what happened is that they initiated a formal proceedings against X because they're claiming that they're not managing illegal content on their platform well, and there's too much disinformation on the platform. And basically, this is not the first time that X has been the focus of such probes. We saw previously that they've been investigating a lot of terrorist content being published on X, and there are also some false information, false news, and so on. But now there are legal proceedings by the EU. And X has been compliant. So the one of the commissioners of the EU, they posted what they think about X's behavior so far on a post on X, and what it seems so far that that X and Elon would be responsive because they don't want to get into a legal battle anymore. They have their own battles that they're fighting with this whole advertising boycott and this whole image of the brand. So another strike is not what they need. So they want to be compliant as much as possible. And so basically that's it. They have to balance between being compliant with the regulations and the freedom of speech, because once Elon took over, there was a huge concept of freedom of speech that has been put into focus, and a lot of the accounts that were banned on X or Twitter previously, many of them came back, like Donald Trump, like Andrew Tate, like Kanye West, and yes, so there's this balance that they have to do, but I think this is normal for any platform because the EU has regulations for all social platforms. Elon is a big figure, and they all like to target Elon. So this is what he has to deal with.
Dr. Peachy, are you a fan of Elon?
Yeah, he's GOAT, man. In real life. He's Iron Man in real life.
Yeah, he is. He's building the Iron Man and Batmobile.
Yeah, big fan. I mean, I don't think the crypto community exists as it does without what's been curated out there on social media. We call it Web3, but we are actually using Web2 tools to communicate and integrate and like network as a community. I don't think crypto would be the same had it not been for X, formerly known as Twitter. It was like the vessel for carrying this crazy train to where we are today.
And he has the money to be able to
burn.
I mean, just to be able to ignore everybody else, whether it's a government entity or if it's a large corporation like Disney, or if it's some guy on Twitter, right? So he has the FU money to do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Mornage, are you a fan or not so much?
Yeah, same for me. From the beginning on, where I followed him, I've seen every time when he joined somewhere or started something, he cleaned it up and made it more efficient, more professional, and more fast in its growing. And also with Tesla, when he started PayPal, with SpaceX, and right now with Twitter, even if he didn't want to buy Twitter, he did at the end because he had some problems. And then he also cleaned it up. It was a bit harsh how he did it, but he's like he thinks more about being efficient, not about hurting people or something. That's a bad point of it on his side. But if you see it on the smaller part, there are many people didn't work really well and just grabbed the money and going on working in the company. And he hates things like that, and that's normal. So who didn't hate people who just taking money from a company and don't do their work, and you can't find them if you don't search for them. It's in every company, such people. And like I said, on the one side, it was very harsh. I think there are many people who that wasn't good for them to kick out, and many people deserving it, to say it hard. And this is why I think he's doing a good job, and no one is perfect, so he also do mistakes. And regarding freedom of speech on Twitter, when you see platforms like Instagram, etc., they're also having people who publishing propaganda in each direction. Also in Germany, very much propaganda against refugees and so on. I'm following everything. And like Instagram, etc., didn't ban these people. Even if you report them, they don't ban them. There are some very bad people doing pictures of children, etc., and they're very likely like full in Facebook and Instagram, etc. No one is attacking them from the regulation part. And Twitter is like, for me, they're attacking them because they're scared of what he can do. To sum it up.
Yeah, we have to give credit to Elon because he did remove a big chunk of the company. I mean, so far X has been operating well, despite some glitches between spaces, maybe some analytics here and there. But you have to give him credit for what he's done, and he's still improving X. He's adding new features. He wants to add video. He's adding the hiring. He's adding different tiers for subscriptions, and the guy is a visionary. He has a vision for the platform. He wants to turn it into a one-stop app for everyone. We'll see how it goes from there. But so far, 2023 has been, I would say, good for X, and we'll see what 2024 holds for it.
Yeah, and I just want to take it a couple of steps back to when Ayman said that he has the monetary values to do whatever he wants when it comes to X. He also, it's his platform.
That's a more polite way of saying it. I'll use that.
Yeah, so it's his platform, so he also has the freedom to post whatever he wants. I feel like the EU is attacking him from one way, and on the other hand, he's posting stuff like freedom of speech is the bedrock of democracy and stuff like that. So someone attacks him from here, he just posts on Twitter and gets the whole thing just running. And speaking of that, I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but Grimes is Elon's ex. And apparently what just happened is she just launched a line of plushie toys, and one of these plushie toys are called Grok. So Web3 guy, can you tell us a little bit more about what's happening there? Is it a coincidence? Is it meant to happen? What's happening with Grimes and Elon?
Sure, Sarah. So yeah, we were talking Elon, but this Grok is totally different. So this Grok is basically not Grok, it's G-Rock. It's a small short term for G-Rocket, because the first toy named Grok has the shape of a rocket. It's an AI-powered toy. So there's three versions. They cost not a lot, I think $99 each, which is basically affordable. And one of them is a rocket.
$99 for plushie?
Yeah, no, and you'll know what I'm talking about. That's why it's affordable. Just let me continue.
Okay.
One of them is a rocket. The other is a space alien thing. And the third one, I forgot what it was. But basically, as you mentioned, musician Grimes, she collaborated with OpenAI and Curio, and she acts as an investor and advisory for those products. So yeah, she's also working as the voiceover behind the product. So what does this product do? You talk kids, it's specifically designed for kids and powered by OpenAI's platform. And kids can ask it question. So I think this is good for kids. They can ask it question, they can receive the answers they want. And for the parental control side, all questions for the past 90 days are recorded. Every conversation is recorded and sent to the parents so they can acknowledge if their kid is asking about some disturbing stuff or whatever, because kids ask about anything. So yeah, I think MG, this is affordable, $99. Like a kid can learn a lot from AI, especially if they use it well.
Yeah, Dr. Peachy, do you buy that it happened that she called it Grok? It's not Grok, it's G-Rocket, whatever it is, and the guy also has a rocket. So his ex is calling Grok the same product that he has, and has a rocket in the name. And she's working with their arch nemesis, OpenAI. So do you buy that this is all a coincidence?
Nah, sounds perfectly normal.
X behavior. X Eurofirm behavior, yeah. But yeah, I do understand that, Web3 guy. I can. So basically, this would be the replacement for these small dummy laptops that you would give the kids, and they would blab on them, and they basically learn maybe the alphabet or something. Is it that basic, or is it like more advanced?
Kids get iPads these days.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about kids in the 90s. I'm thinking about kids in the 90s.
Yes,
until I have my own kids, I'm thinking about myself back in the 90s.
Yeah,
what do you think? What do you think kids are getting?
Is that for me the question?
For Mornage. Because
Okay.
I could see you, smiling. Yeah.
Oh,
So what do you think? Because they're getting those dumb fake computers or fake phones that MG referred to, or are they getting a hand-me-down iPhone or iPad?
So I'm also a 90 guy, so I know what we got in the early days. But also I have many nephews, and I know what they're getting right now in the schools, like iPads, etc. It's on the one side good; they can work efficiently in the school, but also their attraction is going so much down, and it's really bad for the children in that time. But yeah, the iPad generation.
Yep.
Ayman, are you? Sorry, go ahead, MG.
No. It was one comment that I can't believe I missed the iPad generation. It's definitely a wave that's taking over. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely against it to some extent, as Mornage said. But Ayman, are your kids into AI? Are you teaching them about AI? Do you feel like you need to be around them when they're using AI, or do you freely let them? And then maybe you can give just context on the ages of your kids.
What I've been doing frequently with my kids over the weekend is spending time with their homework and ChatGPT. So they need help with their homework. And so I've been spending time with them and ChatGPT. So how to upload the file that they have to study or analyze or do, the class material, and then asking ChatGPT to explain it to them. And then when they feel they're ready, it asks them a bunch of questions to see if they have it right or wrong. And my point of view is that the AI is better than myself or the teacher or whatever. So they have the collective information needed to do this, especially when it comes to tougher material, and I'm fully comfortable them using that. I know the teachers won't necessarily agree with what I'm saying, but it has been useful. I've also noticed how the kids are a little bit impatient with the results of ChatGPT because it tends to be a little bit wordy. It shares a bunch of stuff and it gives you some context and so on, and they just want to go straight to the answer or straight to the explanation. So I've modified the prompts to have it to be asked, say, please be brief or please be straight to the point. Don't add additional context. So it's been useful there. Another thing, Sarah, I've been doing is that when we're out and about and they have a question about something, I'm using ChatGPT on my phone to take a picture and to analyze and to ask it a question about this or that, especially when they ask very random questions that I don't have the answer to, or I'm not super sure about the answer. So taking the picture and asking ChatGPT to get the answer has been a family companion.
I love that, Ayman. It's super interesting, and you're kind of building them up for what is the future right now. But I'm interested to know, how was their reaction when you first showed them AI? Were they okay with it? Were they very confused?
No, for them it was something that they understood quickly, and it wasn't a big deal as much. One thing that I noticed was also impatience. When I first tried DALI with my son, and I ended up doing a video on that, he was impatient. So he asked it to draw, the tallest building in the world with an animal next to it, and this color and that color, and then DALI needs 15 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever, that's just to crunch up the first 4 images. And it's like, it's so slow. It's like, this doesn't exist a year or two ago. And for you, it's just this, why is this? For me, I was so happy that this exists now. And I'm doing that with him. For him, it's like, it's so slow. And I'm guessing it's because similarly to when you click on a video and then it takes a while to load and we become impatient for him. It was, it's so slow. I was like, how long would it take you to draw 4 images? It's like 10 minutes. Whatever. So yeah, there's a level of impatience.
Yeah,
which makes sense.
I was about to say, Web3 guy, I have a bit of news that had to do with a plushy toy that you just mentioned, because we've been hearing that there's an AI that is building its own smaller AI without human intervention, and that's being driven by a company named AI Zip and the Massachusetts University and some universities in the state of California. So they built this model that can create smaller AI models that are specifically targeted towards specific tasks. And this may be similar to how you can create your own GPT that is tailored to your own specific task. But this is the AI model. It's fully in control. It's in the driver's seat, taking control of the bus, I would say, or the train. And then now we have automated trains, but it's okay. And then it creates these smaller AIs where they perform these specific tasks, and they enhance performances, whether it was in hearing aids, or it was in plushies, or it was in other devices. So it's the end is near, and AI is starting to take over. It's not a movie anymore. We're seeing it live, but I mean, it's a bit scary, but it's for now they're purposing it for some useful purposes.
MG, I'll give you an even simpler example. I got an email today, which was an end-of-year holiday greeting. It was clearly written by AI. So I asked my plugin on Chrome to respond to that. So his AI spoke to my AI. I was just saying, yes, respond, insert, and send. So it's a very normal.
Is that what the world has come to?
Yes, of course.
Yes. So basically, you were the middleman now there, and I think
for now,
yeah, I think we're reaching a time where we won't even need a middleman. Your AI will just send their AI. Their AI will reply. They'll schedule a meeting, and then you'll know about it.
Yeah, the term, my people will talk to your people has a different context now.
Yeah, 100%. My AI will talk to your AI.
MG, your topic gave me a lot of not building AIs, building an AI army and taking over the world. So that's creepy.
These are the vibes that this news gives. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, times are changing very fast. Also, there's a new application. I don't know if it's public right now. It's called AI Workforce. So you just push in a prompt, and that is a combination of different AIs working as a company. They have a PR area, design area, programming area in each direction. You just throw in build me a Flappy Birds game, and after around 1 or 2 hours, they're building a Flappy Bird game that is playable. So it's
a complete game from scratch.
And in the future, the jobs will just be prompt writer. So there won't be any other job, just like building homes, working in like companies in production and so on. But the rest will be made by AI.
Yeah,
and it's very crazy.
Yeah, on prompt writing, I believe that AI will also reach a point that it can enhance your existing prompt. So it will take your prompt, it will give you a better version, maybe a more detailed version of that prompt, and then you can use that. So bit by bit, they're phasing out human interaction, human touch into everything that we're used to doing. So yeah, I mean, we'll probably see it in the next few years.
Yeah,
if we
absolutely.
still control the world, MG.
Yep.
Just like I don't know if you guys have seen Planet of the Apes, and the most recent one is coming out soon, where the apes are just in control of us now, and we're not controlling them anymore. So I feel like hopefully we don't get there with AI. But guys, these are the topics that we had prepared for today, and I think, Ayman, it's safe for us to move to our next segment. I was just waiting for the.
What's our next segment?
Yes. So moving on to the next segment, Mornage, I want to thank you first of all for your insights and contributions to this space. And if you can just take a couple of minutes to give us a background of what you guys are doing at Space Mavericks, and how is it related to Web3, and what you did to build it up.
All right. Thank you also for inviting me. And yeah, I'm Mohammed is my real name. I'm from Germany, and we are building Space Mavericks, and I'm the COO of FireGecko Studios, the studio behind Space Mavericks, and the company is based in London. And I don't know, am I able to stream? Would you like me to show some visuals?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. One moment.
So FireGecko is a game studio?
FireGecko is the studio behind it, right?
Okay.
All right. 1 second. First time I'm streaming through that. Okay, we'll stream the complete window. Can you see it?
Not yet, but we can hear your Discord.
Not yet.
Oh.
It's also on Steam. It's on Steam. So Steam is like a gaming Play Store, like an app store for games.
So Steam is a Web 2 publisher platform where you can, for example, upload your game, have your own page, people can download and buy your game on that platform. And I just checked, I don't want to stream the whole page. It's a bit weird.
If you want, I can share from my side.
Can you see it?
Issues. No, we can't see it, but it's fine. I'll share from my side if you're facing issues.
All right. I'll just send it into the group.
Okay. So is it the website? Is it you want to show the website, or what did you want to show?
No, just let me see. I will send you the video.
I can see your screen now. I'm not sure if everyone can see your screen.
No, it's my screen.
This is my screen.
Oh, okay.
Just sent you the link. It is the YouTube video, so everyone can understand how the game looks like and what.
Jad, streaming audio through StreamYard, is it like Zoom, where I can say share with sound?
Yeah, if you like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. All right, it's a 1-minute video. Let me. All right, let me know if the audio is coming through.
Yeah.
With a thumbs up is fine.
Oh yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but there's no audio coming out of the video, or is it, or it's way too low?
Yeah, no worries. The audio is not important. So you just hear explosions and some sounds. So yeah. So Space Mavericks is a real-time 2D artillery MOBA. As you can see, it's a combination of artillery games like Worms and Angry Birds, combined with MOBA games like League of Legends and Dota, where the special part of the MOBA side is that you have a special, let's say, we call them commander as a hero with a spaceship, which comes with a unique set of skills. And you can fit them to your own playstyle. For example, you had like damage dealer, or you like more tanky or damage over time characters. You can choose the one you like. Currently, we have 4 heroes, 4 commanders. The first one you saw, the soldier with the sword, is Goliath. He is a more tanky character. Then we have, for example, Salomea. She uses poison to attack her opponents. with damage over time and so on. And to the game itself, it will be free to play in the core mechanics. And you will be also able to earn, but I will come to that on the later part. It's artillery action, real time, not like normal artillery games. You can shoot while other players are shooting you. You can dodge and use your shield. It's also multiplayer and cross-platform capable. Already in our MVP, that is already playable. So you can play on iPhone, Mac, Windows, and Android. And it is also competitive. So we are going more into the esports scene because it's a very, it's easy to jump into the game, but hard to master. So you really had to compete, to train, to be really fast in like winning against your opponents. And also we will have different other parts. For example, we will have a single player mode and a PvE mode where you can play with friends together against, for example, bosses or normal NPCs. And yeah, currently we are in the MVP phase. We are aiming to have our alpha ready in end of Q1 next year. And also we are incubated by CD5, so our token launch is also planned right after the alpha. And we were recognized by Google. We were with our studio in the Indie Games Accelerator in 2021. And also we were a nominee in the Indie Arena booth for the best multiplayer at the Gamescom 2021 and made it to the third place out of, I think, around 100 projects. And yeah, to our partners, we have NEFTA for the infrastructure, Immutable. We signed a contract with them, and we are in the Sports Accelerator, the Switch Accelerator, incubated by CDFI, as I mentioned, and the accelerator of Wombat Wallet, and also in the Polygon Village program. And we had a free mint around August. And since then, or before that, we had below 1K follower when you sum up all our socials. And after that, we pushed everything to around 50K right now. And we are also listed on Steam as a game, but you can't download it right now because we didn't publish it. And hopefully when Steam will change their regulations, we will also be able to publish our game through Steam and get also most of the Web2 gamers on board. Yep.
So it's mostly so everything's web based, correct?
Right. Yeah. So it's a focus is on Web2 because we are mainly pushing the Web2 part. So because the technical part is not very interesting for the player. They just want to play a game that is cool or fun or like they can waste their time with when they have nothing to do. And this is why we are aiming to push that Web2 part in front. The Web3 part is only to give benefits to the player themselves, to have like the ownership and also the ability to earn in game. For example, our earning part is you can play for free, have a free battle pass where you can earn NFTs for free. But if you want to earn better NFTs or more rare NFTs and earn token, you have to purchase the premium battle pass. Then you will be eligible for the, let's say, elite leaderboard, where you can play up yourself with skill and earn token at the end of the day. So we are not approaching that part that everyone can earn token because it would destroy the ecosystem. People will use bots, and the lowest quality of bots could earn token. And we are pushing more into the esport skill scene where you really have to be into the game to earn token. And for everyone else who just plays for fun, not for like pushing their rewards, they will earn NFTs that they also can sell or collect because we will have seasonal like splits where you have different NFTs in each season and they will never come back. So there are many people who are collector who will always want to play or buy from other players. For example, from season 0, an NFT skin.
And is this considered to be a casual game?
Yeah, it's a combination. It's a casual game, so everyone can jump in really easy, play it. But also, if you want to play more into the professional scene, you're also able. Because like in League of Legends, the more you play, the better you are, the more you rank up, and you get different badges, and you will always play with people with the same badge. So good player with good player, and less good player with less good player.
Mornage, I more have a question about the industry itself, not specifically your game, because I come across more and more games always. And is it about, is there room for more games? And is it about which game developer can build a community / following better than others? Is that it? I understand, of course, gameplay plays a role and so on, but if people are avid gamers and they already have their favorite game and their second or third priority game, is there room for the fourth and fifth and sixth?
Yeah. So, in my opinion, the whole gaming industry will transition into Web3. They won't say it, they just approach it little by little. Currently, they're scared because most of the Web3 gamers are aiming for earnings, not for the games themselves. Because when you see the most amount of games currently on the market, there are games like 2020, not 21. 2001, 2002, just in the early days of games, because currently the big names are scared of Web3 gaming, and only indie developer or just people never developed a game try to develop one. This is why the quality of games started very bad, but it's getting better right now with names like Big Time, for example, Ember Sword, and so on. They're creating more quality games, but the earning part is still one of the main important thing in those games. And until the Web2 gamer really understand what Web3 gaming is and the regulations are clear, the really AAA games won't get on the market. So after that, they will. Also, the big companies, for example, Epic Games, are slowly transitioning into Web3 because they are like onboarding Web3 games. I don't know if you have seen that, but I think around 10 Web3 games are on Epic Games right now. And they're going more and more into the market. And yeah, as I mentioned, for example, Big Time, their marketing is really good. They're getting people on board, also people with much money. I've seen the transactions daily, how they're going, and they're selling. People are trading NFTs worth around 10K, 15K, 20K daily. And that's crazy. And there are other examples which are selling one NFT a month. So the war between that is very big. And I think that won't change in the next 4 to 5 years. But after that, it will be normalized so that Web2 gamers will also be able to join easily, also through companies like G2A and so on.
So a big part of the success of this has to be your team's marketing, your product's marketing. What have you found has been working for you to attract gamers?
So when I see our part, because we are bootstrapped, this is why the only part we could do was really game nights, AMAs, and also the free mint that we did in August, and that pushed our community very high. But that's not a very healthy thing to do it, because gamers are also always attracted to the game itself. This is why we have our MVP and doing the game nights. And the issue is you can always play only when we do the game nights. And that is a thing that don't bind the gamer to our game. We need a game that is always available, and that will be only possible when we launch our alpha. In that way, you can really incentivize rewards and so on, AMAs and so on, to push the player into the game, let them test the game, and if they like it, they will stay. And always keep pushing the development to make it more easy or better for the gamer themselves. I think that's the best.
MG, you had questions?
Yeah, I had a question more specifically on the blockchain side. So I know, Mornich, that you don't, and I understand that you don't want to market your project as a blockchain project that might hinder adoption. But I'm curious to know, for us tech nerds, what part of the game is on the blockchain? Like, are you recording some sort of events via transactions? Like, what's being logged on the blockchain, and how are you going about that?
So regarding that, we don't market it very well as a Web3 game. It is a Web3 game. Everyone can see it who is in Web3, but the gamer themselves, for example, in the app, they can download it. They won't see that's a Web3 game until they really check the app and see, oh, that's an NFT. Because we call them collectibles or skins, not NFTs or something else. This is why on the front end, it's not really Web3. But most of the things, or nearly everything, will be on the blockchain. NFTs will be on the blockchain. The token will be on the blockchain. Also, some information of the gamer themselves will be saved on the blockchain. We are aiming to work with Immutable to have that path, gamer path, where all the information, also the level, will be saved in that path on the blockchain. And we only have one thing that is not on the blockchain, that is a soft currency that we also have. So we have a cryptocurrency and the soft currency.
So how often are you pushing transactions on the blockchain? You mentioned Immutable. I can imagine the transaction fees are low, and so basically every event, so the user wins some sort of achievement, he defeats one opponent. Is that recorded on the blockchain, or is it too specific to be recorded?
Yeah, so for that we will use, for example, that passport. It's not very defined right now which version we take, but currently it's the passport from Immutable, where all information will be tracked. So how many kills they did, the kill ratio, and so on. So everything will be tracked to be also safe, because there will be always a player who use hacks and so on. This is why it will be more seasonal recording. For example, after season, we will check for hackers and ban hackers, or like block them for half a year and so on. And this information or those rewards won't be given out.
Why not block them completely? Why just the happy year? Why not block the hackers completely?
Yes, some use, for example, hacks. I've seen it in other games. Hacks that helps you to get money to really destroy the game, make it easy for you. And some use just like low hacks, for example, changing what's called changing designs in game for themselves and so on. But that's not very crucial things that are people not getting banned, and others who get banned, like for example, who are attacking people verbally. But that's another thing. But it's like always in League of Legends and so on, 90% of the player that got banned is because of that attacking player, because they're not playing right. On the hacker side, we will see what kind of hack they used, and will warn them, ban them for a specific time, or ban them for 99 years. So
okay, that seems more fair. Okay, awesome. Mornich, if anyone else doesn't have any more questions for Mornich, I want to ask you to close your pitch with a few sentences to the listeners. Where would they visit you, or the project profile? What's your call to action?
Yeah. All right. Yes. So for everyone who also wants to test the game, can visit our Twitter page, our website, and join our Discord. We are doing game nights, and also you can ask to play the game. We are always open for that, because we know we don't have a public version right now. So the only issue is, when you play it, you need people to play with you. because we don't have the grouping system. So when you join the game, you have 2 minutes, around 2 minutes, where your friends can join and play with you. After that, you will be alone on the map and shooting planets, destroying planets, and that's it. So it's a competitive game, battle royale. Playing it alone don't make very sense. So just on our Discord, and you're open to ask every question you like.
Awesome. Thank you, Morgan.
Thank you, Monish, for being with us here today. Web3 guy, are you ready to announce the winners?
Let's go.
This week's trivia winners. Ready? Here we go. In third place, the winner is
Dante.
In second place. Big cheers for
Knife.
And now, the moment of supreme glory. This week's trivia master, the champion of champions, is
Donglucky.
Thanks to all who played. Be sure to join NFT PowerUp for another thrilling round of trivia. Who knows? You could be our next big winner. Turn on your notifications.
Congratulations to the winners. Super exciting to see every week who's going to be topping the leaderboard with our trivia competitions. And I just want to say, guys, if you did not see the tweets yet because your notifications were not on, make sure to turn those notifications on and go ahead to our profile. We just launched the new competition. It's about New Year's Eve, and we hope you get and feel all of this New Year's resolutions and the mood of New Year's. Test your skills, and let's see who tops the leaderboard for next week. We're excited to see who tops the leaderboard.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here today. Thank you, Monish, again, for coming here and showing my project. MG, Web3 guy, Sarah, always a pleasure. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. See you soon next week.
Bye.